Hello and welcome to another installment of Comparative Reasoning. I'm your host, Sidra Kennedy, and this is from Twitter to you. Since I was trying to do wrestling stuff and look up wrestling stuff, dealing with the game that I sim, other stuff popped up. So since I'm like, you're gonna pop up a wrestling feed, it's gonna be, well, y'all gonna have to catch this too. So this is something I can't be jovial about it. I can't be hopeful about it. I can't do anything like that. There's two things that popped up. So the first one that I saw, it says protests continue following the fatal police shooting of a 20-year-old Daunte Wright. Okay. Protests are ongoing following the fatal police shooting of Daunte Wright, a 20-year-old black man who was killed on April 11th during a traffic stop in Brooklyn Center, Minnesota. The shooting was ruled an homicide caused by a gunshot wound to the chest, according to the Hennepin County Medical Examiner. During a press conference on Monday, former police chief Tim Gannon said he believes the officer meant to pull out a taser when Wright was shot and called the incident an accidental discharge. Since then, both the police chief and the officer responsible for the shooting have resigned. I'm like, all right, yeah. Okay, the medical examiner says, hey, it's a homicide. Why? Because you shot in the chest. And then chief says, it was an accidental discharge. Okay, so chief, if someone killed your family member, would you say it was an accidental discharge? He meant to pull his taser instead? Would you say that? Would you defend them that way? See, that's the question. Whenever you defend somebody of anything, it doesn't matter. When you defend that person, switch it to yourself. Someone you care about caught the same thing. Try to put yourself in that position. Would you be all right with someone using that defense to try to calm you down or trying to backpedal from the situation? Would you like that? Now I'm not going to say obviously not. Why? Because, like I said, it depends on what it is. And you might say, well, you know what? Yeah, for this, yeah. But for that, no. So the overview says what you need to know. Former police officer Kim Potter resigned after fatally shooting Wright. Next, authorities gave an update on Monday, calling the shooting an accidental discharge. Next one, the official county medical examiner ruled Wright's death a homicide. And then the curfews are in place in Brooklyn Center, where demonstrators have gathered outside the police department calling for accountability. And that is where I can't be positive at all for this. At all. You're going to gather and hope for accountability? Whatever happened to 2020? What happened, in 2019? What happened to all these protests? Black Lives Matter. What happened to George Floyd, Sandra Bland? What happened to all these black people that got killed, murdered, gunned down, ran over, pepper spray, asphyxiated, and everything by the cops, dying in their prisons, in their jails, in their custody? What happened to all the protests for that? Huh? We get a Democratic by name president, and all that just go away. It just went away. The cops brutalizing people didn't go away. It just stopped getting covered. Because, new president, new day, 2021 is here. 2020 is gone. 2019 is gone. Let's not worry about the past. Let's just move on. That's what happened. On social media, all over YouTube and other places, this doesn't really get covered. Stuff like this will not get covered too much. And you want to wait until the police are held accountable? Black Lives Matter couldn't even hold the police accountable. They don't hold anyone accountable. Nobody holds anyone accountable, and the police will investigate themselves. They resign just so they can say, okay, he was charged criminally for this. He was, but not the department. The department is not responsible because he wasn't, well, employed by said department when he was finally charged or imprisoned. So it saves the reputation of the department. He's taking one for the team. You know, he or she, you know, the officer. So no, I met a few dudes named Kim. So so that what's the point? You're gonna wait for accountability. Human beings don't like being accountable. That's how I can push people away. That's how I get them away from me when I don't like them. I hold them absolutely accountable and I don't stop. Now, I ain't trying to push anyone away if I just simply say, didn't you say this? Did you do that? I'm looking for accountability, a little bit of justice. But I just want to see if you're going to, are you going to own up to your thing? That's it. But if I want you away from me, I'm going to hound you on something. I'm going to hound you. Because then you leave me alone. That's how that goes. And then you might haunt my videos with downvotes and stuff, but that don't work anymore. So it only actually boosts it up because people want to know why it's so downvoted. And they got to listen, right? Because they want to know why it's so negative. So you're only helping. Thank you. Now, next one, and I'll be done. Marvin Scott III died in Texas police, custody. Marvin Scott III died in Texas police custody. His family will protest until the officers involved are arrested. You are going to die waiting. You're going to die waiting. Marvin Scott III was arrested on March on a misdemeanor marijuana charge. When he was taken into county jail, officers restrained him, blasted pepper spray, and covered his head with a hood. He became unresponsive and was pronounced dead at a hospital, not the, but at a. Though 7 of the sheriff's officers have been fired after initially being put on administrative leave and another resigned while under investigation, the family and protesters say they don't plan to stop until the officers have been charged with a crime. Yeah. You're going to die waiting. Okay? You're going to die waiting. There's no accountability coming to any of these officers. Being fired means that in 6 months to a year, they can be rehired there or somewhere else. So, yeah. And every jury out there is going to say, well, the officers had to defend themselves. Even if the person is handcuffed, pepper sprayed, the head put under a bag so that they can't breathe, absolute asphyxiation. No, that person was deadly. And how do you know this is going to happen? Because when some black kids running from the cops, hopping fences and doing the best they can, and then they're cornered, put their hands up, get shot, dead. Center mass actually shot through the heart. They didn't want to say that. They found the cell phone. Even though this person is no longer breathing, blood no longer spurting from the hole in their chest, the cops still got the gun pointed on them. Because this dead person just might strike back. Or when you can tell somebody to get their wallet in the car after they told you by law that they have a licensed registered gun, and you tell them to get their wallet. When they do, you pop 4 to 6 rounds into them, and then while they're dying, you still got the gun on them. You can roll up unmarked car, no badge, no warrant, no nothing, and fire rounds into a house. Nothing's happened to anybody, no matter how egregious it is. It's not, and it won't. And people are asking, okay, then how do you get change? I've said it multiple times how you can get change. There are many ways how you can stop this, solve this, defeat this. You defund the police. That doesn't mean take away all the money like everybody wants to try to have the narrative of. No, you don't take away all the money. You take away a grandiose level of responsibility. That's what you do. You give that money to people that would act like health workers, some new thing you could make where they go in and check on people. You go in, you have a new unit called the arresters or something. They are unarmed. but they have things that can have non-lethal effect to subdue. You see what I'm saying? You can, take this money and put it in other places, better places. You can do that. It's easy. It's viable. You can, and also, you know what you can do? And it seems like most places is really easy. You can run for county sheriff or whatnot, chief of police. You can do that. Some places will tell you you have to have this level of experience, yada, yada, yada. And then when you look into the actual legitimate criteria for running, you find that you don't need much of anything. And in some places you need a lot. It's all about your district, your county, or your town or province or whatnot. So you got to look into it. Also, for those that are running, try to look into their background. What is their history? And if they don't have a good one, don't vote for them. Matter of fact, don't vote for the same people that are allowing this stuff to happen. In addition, when these things happen, you don't look to charge them criminally. No, you hit them pockets. Police officers, the police districts and whatnot, they have an absorbent amount of money. They've got a lot, a whole lot. You hit them pockets. You sue for every individual thing possible. You sue as high as you can go. You sue, civil lawsuit, civil lawsuit, civil lawsuit, civil lawsuit, civil lawsuit. Say it one more time. Civil lawsuit. You don't charge the individual officers. You charge the district. You charge the precinct. You charge whatever you got to charge of the city, but you hit them pockets deep. And I mean deep. And I mean deep. Deep. That's what you do. Every individual person in the family has their own grievance. See what you can do to get an individual lawsuit. That's what you do. You hit them pockets. Bleed them dry like a leech. A giant leech that just can never satisfy its appetite. That's what you do. You hit them pockets. You drain them until there's nothing left. That's what you do. You drain them until that precinct or whatnot shuts down. You bleed them until the governor, the mayor, the senator all get together and say, this got to change. Y'all got to stop. Y'all are costing us money. And it sucks to have to use the death of your loved one to do such a thing. But I'm going to tell you, it's just as egregious to have a day of celebration for a person y'all wouldn't have given a shit about if that person had not died in a racist police district's hands. To me, that's just equally gross. We're going to celebrate this person's life. You didn't give a damn about that person until they died. So don't fake the funk. Don't bullshit. That's how I see it. Come with the real. You ain't celebrating that person's life. You're angry that this person's life was taken wrongfully. But standing outside and protesting isn't going to get a goddamn thing done. It never has. It never will. It never will. Because while you stand out there wasting your time, your energy, your voice, they just sit in that precinct or they go home and relax, watch TV, and they don't even think nothing about it. And matter of fact, they're annoyed by your presence, but your presence, it'll anger them, and then they'll eventually just take it out on another minority. Or a non-minority, take it out on one of the outer city people. Why? Because they got called while they were at the height of their passivity. So hit them pockets. All this protesting is not going to amount to a hill of beans. Hit them pockets. If you stand against what I'm saying, let me know why. Tell me in the comment section or make a video. Link me to it. You know how I roll. It's been Sidra candidate for Comparative Reasoning from Twitter to you. Thank you for listening.